God, thank you very much. That was totally my mistake. I unmuted the wrong thing. God damn it. I already did that once. So let me try that again. Hello everyone, how's it going? Team here. And this is BxJS livestream, god damn it. And I almost did that stuff again. I've at the very beginning, like I guess a couple of years ago, one of the live streams I did it completely muted, and I was wondering why nobody was asking any questions and just leaving immediately. Okay, that almost happened again, but thank you very much, Hamza, for pointing this out. All right. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm coming back to doing proposals. And one of them was to build something using Prisma, which is the database access toolkit. And, you know, since we got to build something, I thought I'm going to take another one. I think it was like one of the first proposals we ever had there, which is the Hacker News clone. And we're going to build Hacker News clone using Prisma IO as the backend / database toolkit, which I honestly don't like. I'm not completely sure what it does because I haven't used it before. So just going to dive into that and see what exactly is going on. Hey Kepler, welcome to the stream. Yes, you weren't crazy. Please, next time, if you don't hear me speaking but see my mouth moving, tell me that something is wrong. I'm an idiot. Like, you know, it's just, yeah, that just happens. Anyhow. Build a Hacker News clone using Prisma as a backend, right? So I've seen a bunch of articles about it lately because they just released the Prisma version 2.0 that is like a complete rewrite as far as I understand. And they also have a bunch of nice like examples here with Express, Next, GraphQL, and just minimal JavaScript if you want to. I guess we want GraphQL probably with maybe Next.js as a front end to make it light. Yeah, we're going to see how that goes, right? So let's just do the quick start and go for the try Prisma in 5 minutes. So let's see. So what is prerequisites? SQLite database. Okay, so we can go with SQLite. I assume it also works with stuff like Postgres or whatever is basically can run the SQL queries, right? Then it's fine. So we're going to go with SQLite. I think that is perfectly okay for our case. Node.js version 10 or higher, we have that. Download SQLite starter. Okay, so they tell you to just download the starter right away, which I'm not a fan of that. Can I? Is there like a set up Prisma manually? There we go. So let us start from scratch. There we go. This is what I want. So Postgres. Okay, so you can use Postgres, and they like in this tutorial for whatever reason they say start with Postgres, but you know what, it's fine. It's perfectly okay. Okay, right, so let us I guess I need the project. So I created the repository and I created like its empty folder. There's nothing here yet. We're just gonna go through that immediately. They're using TypeScript. I mean, why not? Let's try TypeScript. I am not, you know, a huge TypeScript user, but I don't have anything specifically against it, so we might as well try using it in this case. So we got tsconfig. Let me just save that. Okay. Now you can invoke Prisma command line with npx. Okay, let's see. So what does this do? Right. Okay, it works. So we do npm prisma init. I guess it's gonna do some scaffolding. Blah blah blah. Steps: set the provider of the data source block in schema.prisma to be Postgres, MySQL, or SQLite. Set the database URL in file. Prisma introspect to turn on your database client into Prisma data model. Prisma generate to install Prisma client. Okay, I guess we're going to go through the tutorial and see what's going on. All right, so in this case, it wants us to use Postgres. What about the SQLite? Like, let's just go with a simpler version here. Right, so data source. Let's see. I assume it's generated some stuff. There we go. Okay, Prisma files. Yeah, let's search the marketplace. There is a Prisma plugin. Cool. I'll take that. Version 2.0 as well. Cool. So they are sort of simultaneously released everything, which is always nice to see. Why the hell does it take so long to install it? What is it doing in there? But okay, fine. Reload that. Let us have a look. Where is my Prisma config? So it now should be highlighted. Nice. All right. So in our case, we should be able to say file. Okay, cool. That seems db source. Yeah, okay. Let's call it db. So just going to do that, right? And Yeah, that seems fine. So we're just gonna store it in dev.db in root of our project, which is perfectly fine, right? And then we are gonna continue looking here. So this is all Postgres connection. So basically you can configure using the Postgres URL. It can be local, remote, whatever, which makes perfect sense. Create database SQL tables. In this guide, you'll use plain SQL to create tables. Now that's not something that I perfectly like. This is one of the most annoying things that I personally find when working with SQL databases is that you have to manually create all of that stuff while in, using something like Mongo or GraphDBs, you can just do it dynamically as required. But okay, fine. We can, how do I, okay, you know what? Here's the question. So they said they have a SQLite starter here, right? Where was it? It was here in Prisma, right, in Quick Start. So let us just check it out and see what is actually inside there. Maybe I just copy some stuff. So, right, oh, okay, so I guess they have the pre-created database. So they have the SQLite database URL, which is the DB. They have the package JSON, TS node, okay, sure, fine. Script, so this is the client that runs main. What is the main? Main, you write the code here. Okay, so this basically they do the bootstrapping for you, which I guess is fine, but all right, so you define your models in a separate file. I see. Okay, but do I need to? Okay, you know what? Let's just try forgetting about the starter for now and just going forward without creating the tables. I'm wondering if you know if you need to do that. Maybe it's just the Postgres thing, because I'm guessing with SQLite it should be able to do it itself. Right, so we should be able to run introspect. And database was empty. Okay, so you do have to have something. That's a bit annoying. Okay, well, I get what? No, don't open that. I guess we can just take the devdb from here, right? Move that, replace. Yes, thank you very much. So if I do introspect now, okay, so right, so it actually automatically picks up the models from the file. Interesting. So instead of defining the models in the code as you typically would, right? So you would just say, hey, we have this user that has an email ID, name, whatever, and collection of posts, and then you have a post. You define the tables, and then the Prisma will generate the model for you. That feels a bit backwards for me. Like, I don't know about you, but I would rather prefer the Prisma to generate it for me, like the database structure. Maybe there is a way to do that. So let's see. Prisma introduction. Okay, so yeah, so they did this post profile. Okay, so first of all, let's go to Hacker News. What is it? Y Combinator, News Y Combinator.com and see. So we have a profile where you log in. Like we won't care right now about most of this thing. So we're just gonna be like login passwords, email, right? Which I think we already have. So we got user, email, name. Okay, we don't have password. So I guess, like, again, I would prefer to just be able to say like password, right? And then just say this is a string and that's it basically, right? But okay, I mean, we're gonna get there. I guess, you know what? Probably then doing the Postgres would be nicer because we have the Postgres command line then. So let us do this, I guess. Even though that's a bit annoying. Right, so I'm gonna kill this. And instead of the whole DB, we're gonna go back to the starting from scratch. And where was the config? Postgres, and this was database URL. Okay, so we're gonna do that. And then it supports .env, which is nice. Okay, cool. So we can, did it create already? Yes, it already created .env. So, okay, I guess I'm just gonna create a new script, which is gonna say not Mongo, Postgres start, right? And then we're gonna go docker start, docker run -p, hell if I remember any of that. Hub docker com r, no, not r, PostgresQL, right? Hey Marina, welcome to the stream. Okay, so Postgres, oh, it's just Postgres, okay. Fine. So what do we want here? We want this, right? And we also want the ports. So blah, 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 Postgres passwords, tests. Let's be very, very unique about this. Let's call it Prisma Postgres. And then we need the, what is the Postgres? What's the default port for Postgres? 5432, right? So we want to map that port from Docker to outside. And then if I do npm run Postgres, how did I call it start? Postgres start. Did I call that correctly? No, I didn't. Postgres. Yes, okay. That's my mistake. So let's try this again. Yeah, let's try this again. There we go. It's going to pull the Postgres. It's going to start it. Yeah, I still I'm not a fan of this sort of thing. That means that every time that you share this project with other developers, they would have to go through the same steps, right? While, okay, running the database is not that complicated, but creating this schema is, yikes, that's not the best thing ever. Okay, first of all, what is the default user? Blah, blah, blah. So I guess user is going to be like Postgres or something, right? Postgres user. Okay, so you can specify, I'm assuming the default one is Postgres. Okay, yeah. So it's going to be Postgres. Where's the env thing? Yes, so it's going to be Postgres, and the password is going to be test, I think, right? Yes, test, localhost, schema public. Yeah, okay, that looks fine. Okay, and if we now run npx prisma introspect, we should get, yes, database doesn't exist, which is perfectly, makes perfect sense because we indeed don't have any database there. So I'm going to close those. We don't need this anymore. Okay, let's see. We created that. So we need to run PSQL, right? So docker exec -it prisma, no, what? Oh, come on. You are Postgres PSQL. Right, -u Postgres -p test is, I think. No, not what's the, oh man, I haven't used Postgres in years. -h host -t, oh, -u capital. Okay, right. This is this is what you want, right? There we go. Okay. So what do we need? Why do I trying to type a lesson there? Okay, I think I should be able to just run this. So first of all, let's modify that a bit. Create a new file, paste it here. We want SQL. So first of all, ID name email, and then we're gonna get, this should be comma here, passwords, right? It's gonna be varchar 255. That is gonna be fine. Okay, I think that's just fine, so I'm not gonna stress too much about it. So we're going to have a post that's going to have title, created as content. We're not going to have published here. We're going to have a URL as well, because that's how the Hacker News works, right? Author ID, foreign key, author ID. So this links our author to the users. Profile, we do not care about. I think we literally, no, we need comments as well. So what we want is, maybe I should just change this public comments, right? And it's going to have ID, it's going to have content, it's going to have a user, and it's going to have post ID, right? Integer, unique, not null. And then we are going to reference foreign key post ID, references public post ID. Yes, so that it should be basically that. Okay, I think I should be able to just do that. No, okay, not. So can I do, oh, come on. Okay, I guess it's inserting it. Oh man, how do I insert this proper? I don't want to type this manually. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, I can just, right. I'm forgetting things. I can just create a file. That is correct. So I guess I just do bash here. There we go. And we're gonna go to home, whatever, that's fine. Hey Sandeep, welcome to the stream. All right, so I'm gonna touch schema as, I guess that actually shouldn't be. So this is like one of the setup steps, right? So it should be, let's just, yeah, yes, let's just create schema SQL over here and then just save it like this, right? Which means that SQL, no, that's fine. Which means that now, like one thing I could do is copy, like mount it as a volume, but it sounds like an over. I mean, I guess I have to do that, right? Because it's like you have to have access to it somehow. Okay, so we're gonna do -v. So it's gonna be pvd Prisma. We're gonna mount it to app Prisma. Let's call it this way. So docker chill everything, remove everything, and pm run Postgres start. So that should restart it. Now we can do docker exec bash. If we go to app Prisma, we should see our, whoops, schema SQL. Cool. So now we can do psql -u Postgres. And then I believe I should be able to just do this. Schema SQL does not, what am I? Come on. Am I missing the parameters? Oh yes, -f, right. Right. There we go. Okay, so now we should have 3 tables created. And theoretically, if I run npx prisma introspect, we should get MySQL public does not exist. Okay, so wait a second. What is the default database? I'm guessing it's something like Postgres, right? Man, okay. Hub, Docker, PostgreSQL. When to use Postgres or MySQL in your project? Whenever you have relational data, right? I mean, it's like MySQL mostly is not really needed once you have Postgres because it's basically the same thing, but Postgres is like proper open source database, which is a lot better than MySQL, as far as I understand now, especially after the, who is it, like Oracle acquired MySQL, I think, right? Or was it Microsoft? Who was it? Blah 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 blah. Oracle, right? So yes, after Oracle acquired MySQL, nobody is basically using it unless you're legacy, and Postgres is just better alternative essentially. Okay, so what is? Do I have to run the? Come on. So let me think. So Postgres list databases. Now I'm gonna remember everything I forgot about the Postgres over the last how many years. I haven't worked on it. No, list is what I want. Come on. Yes, you're gonna see me suffer using Postgres because it's been ages since I actually done anything. /l, right? This was it. Okay, so I guess Postgres is what we want, right? And that means that this is what we want, right? Okay. So theoretically, nope. If I run introspect now, there we go. Blah, blah, blah. Introspected 3 models and wrote them into Prisma, upgrading from Prisma 1 to Prisma 2. What do you mean upgrading? I haven't. Database you introspected seems to belong to Prisma 1 project. I just created this from your tutorial. What the hell? I mean, wait, are we looking at the Prisma 1 docs? That is not a good start. TypeScript, Postgres. Yeah, no, that seems to be Prisma 2 docs, so I'm not sure why is it complaining. And we used the, we used the same, like we used the queries from here, right? So that should be fine. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna ignore that for now. Okay, so anyway, let's check what it generated. So we got the comments, we got the user and post relation, that looks correct. It seems to also have, okay, I guess it defines it separately as does the Postgres. ID content, author ID content, title URL. Okay, that looks perfectly fine. Comments. Okay, so it also creates the reverse relationships for us, which is nice. Okay, I mean, fine. That's, you know what, that's okay. So it seems like it's working, I guess. Because relation fields are virtual, you can manually rename them in your Prisma. All right, so if I want to, I can rename the fields. Post user. I mean, this seems like a fine naming. Right, install and generate Prisma client. All right, let's do that. So I assume by default the client is just like essentially the ORM, right? So this is this what Prisma is? It's just like ORM. I'm just gonna write generate. Okay, okay, so it gave me this. Import Prisma in your code. Okay, cool. So let's create source index.js, I guess. And we got this, and yes, right, we cannot do this. So you know what? Let's try doing module. Well, no, not type module, right? Is what I want, which will make this into right. We were supposed to be using TypeScript, but I'm not using it anyway. You know what? I'm just gonna kill the TypeScript because I'm not using this anyway. So TS nodes. Types nodes. I am not comfortable enough with using it on stream because I know it's going to take me like hours more to just figure out what the hell's going on with it. So we're just going to stick with ES modules and node. Okay. Console log. Let's just see if that actually works. So node source index. Requested module Prisma is type of common.js. Okay, so we cannot do this. Which means we can do that and then say just deconstruct it from Prisma. That should work, right? There we go. Okay, this works. All right, so we got that. So I guess like one of the selling points of Prisma was that they have this sort of query autocompletion. Yeah, okay. So we can basically say like user creates args, okay, data. That's kind of neat. Like this is pretty cool. So the fact that you can do like, can I create a comment? Wait a second. Connect. Yes, you can. Okay, that is a pretty neat bit. So yeah, okay. Anyway, how do we? So we did that. We get the client. We can now use it. We can now do things. Prisma client, blah blah blah. You can disconnect it once you're done. That is all fine and great. Now here's the question: how do we connect the GraphQL to that? Because I had an impression that the GraphQL was sort of integratable out of the box. That might not be true. I might be wrong here. So we might just create a simple API, but we're gonna see. So so we got the tables, introspector database, generate Prisma clients. Use updated Prisma clients. Operation Nexus Prisma. Okay, what is Nexus Prisma? So first of all, they have this package JSON, TypeScript. Okay, Prisma CLI, Nexus Prisma, GraphQL Yoga, Nexus Schema. Okay, so I assume you need to do this with this Nexus Prisma thing. Okay, do they have any guides on setting this up? GraphQL. No results. I'm guessing JavaScript is blocked. Yes. Let's try this again. Hey, Sen10, welcome to the stream. Okay, GraphQL. Come on now. UL. Okay, FAQ. That is not what we want. Prisma and GraphQL examples. I mean, that's a good start, but is there a guide on how to set this thing up? GraphQL, Apollo server, Nexus, GraphQL tools, GraphQL Yoga. Okay, I mean, I guess we could. So there's no guide, but just examples. I guess it's fine, but would be nicer. Download the example. Okay, man, how would I know how to set this up if there's no like proper docs for that? That is always annoying. Right, let's try this, I guess. So we got Nexus schema, we got Apollo server, we got the GraphQL, and we got Nexus Prisma. Okay. Maybe the project is too new. No, but I mean, as Prisma is already version 2. Maybe the docs are at Nexus Prisma, but then like just point me to that. Nexus schema plugin Prisma. Docs. Blah blah blah. Okay, usage. Nexus Prisma plugin, Nexus Prisma. Okay, so this is the way it's used, but I guess let's have a look first at the repo they have here. So they got the source, they got the server. Okay, sure. I guess we can do the same, right? Yeah, no, that's fine. Don't show again. So server.js, let's do that. Check out type GraphQL Prisma 2 integration. Where do I have a link for that? If you think it's better, then I would check the. I mean, I'm relatively comfortable with working with what do you call it? Apollo server. So like I know that it's a pretty nice tool. Prisma 2 integration with blah blah blah. Install with type GraphQL. Oh, that seems like a TypeScript thing, right? So this is we're not going to be using TypeScript in this case, but yeah. No, there was no BxJS weekly last week. I was a bit sick, so I had to postpone it basically. But I am probably going to be streaming a lot more over the upcoming couple of months, but we're going to see about that. Okay, yeah, this seems to be a TypeScript thing, so we are not going to use that. No, I mean, it's, it was just a bit of a cold, nothing too major. Just was a bit hard to talk, so I decided not to stress myself too much. Anyhow, so we got the server, okay, so we need what? Yes, I am feeling a lot better, thank you. Okay, so we got this Nexus Prisma, and that's it. Do I have to manually set this up? Schema.js. I might... All right, so we got user, we got post, T model. So what is the T? Right, okay, so this seems to be a lot of manual work, which I'm pretty sure could be done automatically. Yeah, okay, so you basically have to define resolvers yourself, which is, no, you know what, we're not going to do that. GraphQL with Prisma seems like a lot of annoying actions that, like, why? No, I don't, like, there's better ways of doing that. So I'm just going to remove all of that. I probably should have looked at the example before adding it in the first place, but, GraphQL. We're just going to go with a basic REST API then. And npm install. So we're going to go with Fastify, and we're going to go with... yeah, you know what? Let's start with Fastify. Let's just go with basic REST API, right? So import Fastify from Fastify. So this is our Prisma client, and then we got domains, gonna be a sync. So we got that, right? And so server, gonna be Fastify. So we're gonna await ready, and then we're gonna do await server listen on port number, I guess 8080 would do, right? Right, that won't work. I keep forgetting that if you wait for it, it never ends. So we're just going to do that. Log listening on 8080. Okay. So we don't need that anymore. We start the main here. That should be fine. Okay. I guess we could say that server decorates Prisma. I'm just going to do it in a stupid way. Just decorate it with Prisma. Okay, let's see. First of all, source index. Right, okay, so since we don't have any routes, it doesn't make any sense. So we decorate that. So expose Prisma client. And then we're gonna say, okay, wait for ready. Middlewares to be ready. Okay, and then we're gonna say register routes. So server register, and I'm gonna create the new routes here. Right, I guess we're gonna say, what do we want? We want to say that this is export const routes. Hi Tim, Prisma 1 and prod, and it's a nightmare. Hope Prisma 2 will be managed differently and have a better stability, not speaking about performance. Interesting. I've only heard about Prisma because of some of the viewers basically mentioned it and said that they want me to have a look at that, so I have zero experience with it. But yeah, as I said, I'm not a fan of this reverse schema generation when you generate schema off of the tables that you already created. Like is there, so okay, wait a second, before we go further, is there a way to do migrations in here? Because it seems like to me that if you want to do, Probably doesn't, like, how the hell would you even migrate a schema if you need some changes? Migrate. Prisma migrate. Okay, so there is a migration tool, which is a good start, I guess. Workflow, manually add Prisma data model. Manually adjust your Prisma data model. Okay, so right. So I guess this means that I can manually run it edit it in Prisma file and then run Prisma migrate so that it will change the database. Okay, well, that's a good start. Anyway, going back, we was starting from scratch, and we went to let me think. This point, right? There we go. There's our index, and we were setting. Okay, so we're not gonna do GraphQL because screw that. I don't have time to fight with that stuff. Migrations is the main PIA of Prisma 1. I mean, migrations is always pain in the ass when working with databases, right? So long as you don't have a stable schema that you know won't change much, using something like MongoDB or Graph database is going to be a lot simpler because you are not locked into a specific schema. This is like one of the, or using, like in the Postgres case, you could use the freeform JSON fields, which works relatively well actually for querying. But yeah, that's like, with relational databases, it's always a pain in the ass to do anything that has to do with schema migrations, basically. Right, I got distracted and we were writing routes. So we want Fastify docs, and I want to create, let me think. I want a plugin, right? So I want, where's the plugins? There we go. I want a plugin that has, so we got Fastify options done. All right, this is what we want. Routes equal, I guess it should be called setup routes, right? So it's going to be Fastify opts, right? So we don't care about this. Yes. Right. Okay. So let's do, I mean, theoretically we want two plugins. We actually want setup, want to set up Auth. Do you like it so far? So far, not really. So like after working for the last, half a year with GraphQL and seeing how good it can be, well, for some cases, obviously, I would actually prefer something that supports GraphQL out of the box. Like even with MongoDB, I already did the video on that. It's a lot easier to set up the GraphQL right now. And I expected that, since Prisma sort of says it simplifies the working with the database and it sort of manages the schema for you, it should be incredibly easy to generate the GraphQL API from that because you already have the schema definition, right? Yet it's still like you have to go and manually set this up, which is like, not impressed. Not impressed. Let's just put it this way. Okay, so anyway, let us go define register. So we're going to have our register route. And this request reply. So registration. Okay, so we want Fastify. Right, but I'm losing all the... Right, okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna do this because if I'm using the decorator, it's gonna look nice and everything, but it's gonna be... I'm gonna lose all the auto completion from it, right? Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna export it from over here. I'm gonna kill it from here because we don't care about that anymore. It's not like I need this Prisma client to be part of the Fastify itself. We are not going to have an app that is this complex. Okay, import from the routes and set up Auth. Yeah, okay, so register, set up Auth. There we go. Okay. You get the type safe web, something called that next. Yeah, I mean, I looked at the Nexus just now, and you still have to basically manually define everything, including resolvers, which doesn't make sense. Type safe server, but you also get type safe server if you just use Postgres, right? Postgres validate types if you configure them correctly, which it's like, I mean, I guess the auto completion is a nice addition, but I'm not really impressed so far. Anyway, let us continue. So we are gonna import Prisma from, come on now, how can I cannot type. Gonna import Prisma, yes, there we go. All right, and then we're gonna get request body, and we are gonna deconstruct login. Okay, first of all, what is Prisma? user create data. We need email. We need name. Okay, and we need password, right? Okay, which means we're gonna have exactly the same variables here, email, name, and password. But I guess password has to be encrypted, so hashed password. We're gonna do something with the password here. It's gonna be name, email, password. There's gonna be hash password over here. So what does this return? I assume this returns a promise. Does it return a promise? Where's the docs? So blah blah blah. All users find many. Okay, so you get the users if you run the query. Await create. It does not return the created user. Prisma client. Yes, please give me the docs. So where is my client docs? CRUD filtering. Okay, where's just create function? Do you return anything? How do I get the item that I just inserted? Type. No, that's types. I don't care about types right now. Okay, so it does return. No, that's find many. Dot create is what I want. Creating a record with a field. Okay, so it does return the created instance. Cool, that's great. Let's call it new user, right? And if you created the triggers or functions in Postgres, will Prisma generate something for that? That's a good question. I don't know. Let's have a look at the docs, I guess. So, okay, we are not close this. Prisma. Postgres trigger. I mean, I guess probably my guess is that it won't detect anything like that. Trigger. No, it doesn't seem like they mention anything like this. Since, I mean, so the thing is that the Prisma works across any SQL capable backend. So you can use Postgres, you can use MySQL, you can use SQLite, which means that it's probably not leveraging any Postgres specific things like triggers or functions, right? So yeah, my guess would be no, but I might be mistaken. There might be some plugins or something like this. All right, okay. I'm guessing he's going to return the user with password, which means that we're going to say that, okay, it's going to be password. Pass, and then we're going to have this from new user. So I'm going to kill the password, and then I'm going to just reply with user, right? So theoretically, if I send a post there now, we should create a new user. Oh yeah, it should probably also, we have a unique thing on a user? No, we don't have a unique thing on a user, which is still fine. You know what, it doesn't matter right now. Okay, and we need a login method, which will do the same. So, okay, you know what, let's just do hash password here. And for now, I'm just going to return it as a plain password, right? And then we're going to figure out what do we do with hashing, because saving plain text passwords is never a good idea. Find one. Okay, so how do I run find one? Where, like, the auto completion is pretty cool. Why can't I find it by passwords? Or I guess it, yeah, right, I guess it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. Like, I should just match by password, right? So how the hell, why is it not allowing me to query by password? Where's the user? There we go. Password string, name, email, unique. How come I cannot query by anything but ID and email? Am I just doing it wrong? Include posts, create, find many, include. Okay, this is the populating stuff. How do I search for create, blah, blah, blah. Okay, find one. Where select include, where all unique fields of a model so that individual records can be selected. So just the unique fields, but what if I want a more complex? So far that does not look that great, to be honest. Where ID 42, where email. So it has to be unique, otherwise it won't allow you to search over it. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I guess we can, yeah, I mean, okay, you know what? Let's work with whatever we have here. So we got password. Again, we're just gonna do the same, right? Get the passwords from the user. Your data, you're gonna go here. And then if passwords non-equal hash, no, hashed passwords, right? Throw new, I guess, let's do reply. What was it? Codes 401 send, whoops. Send error. User not found, I guess. There we go. Okay. I think that should be fine. ID is unique, so you would check on server side for the password. Yeah, but like why? Like the password is already hashed, so I can just run a query over database saying here's an email and a password. Find me the user that matches this. This is a lot more efficient than just getting by email and then trying to compare the passwords in memory, which like it's just not efficient. Just like straight up. What are you complaining about? Cannot find module routes. Okay, wait a second. What? Prisma. Oh, right. I think you have to specify. I keep forgetting that with the S modules you have to specify the. You have to specify. God damn it! What do you call them? You have to specify the extensions of the files, otherwise it won't work. User pass. Okay. User pass, yes, that should be good. Why is my ESLint not working? Method post already. Oh, right. That should be login, right? Should use find many for that kind of queries. Why would I use find many if I just want one? Doesn't make any sense. Right, I completely forgot about async await because we do want that as well, right? Because this is definitely not synchronous. Okay. Why is ESLint not working? I guess because I have to do a config or something, right? Okay, anyhow, whoa, that is super tiny. Do I have any? No, okay, there's a whole lot. Did I install HTTP? No, I did not. Okay, sudo apt install HTTP. I will take that, thank you very much. Okay. Now I need some cheat sheet for HTTP. Because it is a lot easier than curl. Cookies. No, I just need a post method. Post. Probably using Algolia as well, of course. Yeah, come on now. Post, yes. HTTP posts. Okay, so it's just literally -f post. -f post. HTTP localhost 8080 was it, right? Register, and then we need email test@gmail.com, name test, password 103. Okay, unsupported. Right, I guess we don't actually want form, we just want the JSON. Reply is not a function. Okay, I screwed up. Reply. Oh, was it the right? I can just do this, right? I keep forgetting that Fastify actually allows you to do things like this. Okay, that should do it. And we send the post and internal store. Prisma user creates unique constraints failed on field email. What does it mean? Okay. Unique constraints failed. What? If they thought this was a nice error, then no, that error literally doesn't tell you anything, but that, you know, the unique constraints failed. What does it mean? When writing Prisma test utils with blah blah blah, so maybe failing with following error. Blah blah blah. Okay. The hell do you want? Blah 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 blah. Okay, yeah. So it's the same errors we have. Okay, but they have this in testing. I have this in production. You know what? Let's try. I'm curious. Let's try email, name, password. Let's just try logging that because maybe I'm just doing the wrong thing. And no, it is correct. Unique constraints have failed on field. This is like pure suffering here. Invocation. Yeah, okay. So you tell me that unique constraints failed. Where's the user definition? String unique. I'm pretty sure we don't have any. What? Wait a second. Where's my VS Code? It collapsed on the wrong screen. I'm pretty sure we don't have any. Okay, so it means you already have a, but we haven't created anyone yet. How can it be? Oh my god. Okay. Let me think. So we list the databases. So we want again Postgres cheat sheet is what I want. List roles. Which database we're using? Okay. Select all from user. No, wait, that's the wrong thing. List all databases. Postgres cheat sheet, yes. Show table /d user. Did not find any relation named user. Okay. DT list tables from the current schema. Yeah, so I mean, this looks correct, right? So we got comment, we got user, we got post. I guess, do you want public user? Is that what you want? No. Okay, that is a whole lot of things, but we don't want from table name to. Yeah, so why is my select all from user? There's on. Wait, how is there? No, that's definitely a wrong database. Yes. So which one are we? I'll just create database. But I mean, okay. What the hell? Oh, man, I am so bad with Postgres. Okay, this is the current settings. Fail configuration parameters. Yes. So what are our okay, there's a lot of config. We don't really care about that. Right, you cannot clear that, of course. Let me think for a second. So tables. Show table. Yes, right. So this gives us tables, right? So, and want to have the same. There we go. Thank you. And there is no data in here, it seems like. Yes, it wants public user. Okay, when did it happen? Okay, you know what? That's fine. Not even gonna question it. I guess you were right and it was there. So, which means that we should be able to log in now. Yep, that works. Okay. Why the hell? Okay, you know what? Let's try to register another user with say test 1 to 3 or something. Okay, and that worked. Okay, cool. Wait, I'm not sure when exactly it inserted it there. Maybe I've did it like ran something last time and then it did it. But you know what? Doesn't matter. Right, but we need some sort of a session or something, I guess. Let me think. What would be the easiest way to set up a session? Fastify. I'm not sure I want to spend time in setting up the session. Oh, right. Okay. Right. A lot of documentation. Okay, they actually left the docs available. That's nice. Anyhow, let me think for a second. So we did that. But yeah, it's like it's clear what it is, but I am not convinced by the benefits of using it. Like, how is what I don't understand is how would this be different from any other ORM, right? So it's like they pitching it as the toolkit for the database, while I'm currently seeing very nice ORM, right? That has a client with auto-completion. So like this auto-completion thing is literally the only thing that distinguishes it from like a bookshelf or something. But even then, something like Mongoose, for example, already has the auto-completion and it doesn't need to dynamically generate the client and do the whole reverse schema thing, which I don't know. This just feels very weird for me. It also like because they're trying to do the whole like we are language agnostic, so it's not just JavaScript, but they actually have clients or generate clients for a bunch of other languages, right? They have a pretty strange architecture if you look at the whole the whole underlying work of the Prisma itself. Because as far as I understood, it's written in Rust and then it runs like the middle layer in JavaScript and then it somehow connects it. And it's like, oh boy, I don't know. Hey Shubham, welcome to the stream. Okay, anyhow, I guess so we created the login and register. You know, I guess let's add some session handling like cookies or something. So where are the plugins? Ecosystem. I think that was like ecosystem or something. No, ecosystem. There we go. Core community. So we want cookies. Yes, there's the cookie parser. So we want cookies and we want session as well, which I think was somewhere here too. Secure. There we go. There's a session. So I guess let's npm install. So we want Fastify session, Fastify cookie. Right. Yes, do that. So where's our setup? Setup middlewares. So we are using server instead of app. Cookie session. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, technically you would want to move the secret to the env variable or something like this, or config at least. But we are going to roll with that. And yeah, so we want the pre-hook handler that's going to check for... let me think. So we want essentially, this is Auth, and we want const setup routes. And then we're going to have this pre-handler here that is going to say that if request session user is not set, then we're just going to throw new error 401, right? But those are going to be, so basically we only want this on write routes. And then we're going to do the same for, yep, this is not going to be here. We're going to have set up public routes, which is going to be accessible by everyone. Okay, that is fine. And then we need to specify session, blah, blah, blah. Right, so we basically just say request session user. And here, during the registration or during the login, we just do this, right? So this basically authorizes us. And then, let me think. So Fastify opts done. This is going to be our two things. So this is going to be done here. And this is going to be done here. All right. Let me think for a second. So what do we need? We need Fastify get homepage, right? Which is just going to be, again, I guess this is going to be a sync. And this is basically gonna be list of posts, right? I guess, yeah, I guess homepage is fine. So we are gonna do this, and then we're gonna say awaits Prisma client. No, wait, Prisma posts. Find many, and I guess we're just gonna list them all for now, right? Because it's like obviously we can do sorting. Sorting by ranking and all that kind of stuff, but it's for now it's whatever. And I think we can say include and do the user, right? Wait a second, how does include work again? It's like on one hand the auto-completion works, but on the other hand it doesn't make it clear as to how to actually use that API. Which I guess, you know, would be magic if it did. Okay, include, yes, field selection, include, where is the example? Posts. Okay, so you just say user true. Okay, cool. It's actually, it doesn't say, right? What do you, okay, yeah, that's fine. Right, so this will return us all the posts we have with the user. All right, so then we get post ID, sync, gonna be post, await, Prisma. Like, it's a very nice ORM. I'm not gonna argue with this thing. All right, where ID is right. I need request params ID. Like, the autocomplete definitely makes it easier to work with, but I'm not convinced by this whole reverse logic thing, which just, I don't know, it feels wrong to me. I might be wrong here. Like, I don't know. Like, you know, to form a complete opinion on this, I would need to work with it for a few months. But yeah, I don't know. I would. Like, existing ORMs seems like they would do a better job, and using, like, when you got something like Haswara, for example, that basically just tells you, hey, give us Postgres, and here's a complete GraphQL API with hooks and events and whatever the hell you want out of the box without any setup, which we actually have to try at some point as well. I'm not convinced by this at all. Might be wrong again. So we need profile. It's going to be user, so we're going to get the user. All right, we need to, you know what? We need to include comments. We need to include the comments in the post, right? And user also. Okay, so this is the profile ID, so we'll find the user, that's fine. I guess we could include his, why is there no posts? Did we not link the post to user? Did I screw it up? Post, no, it is linked to user, right? So, okay. Where is my comment user? Wait, how is user linked to the user, but something is wrong here. I'm gonna try this and see if that works, but we're gonna see in a second. So we got the home feed, we got the post with ID that gives us the comments, we got the profile with the user posts, that looks fine. Now we need the post methods. So Fastify posts thing. So it's gonna be post, right? There is a notification of some sort. Thank you, Zeus, for the follow. All right, so we got the post here to the post message, which is gonna be create a new post, right? There's gonna be request body, and then we're gonna create new post. Is gonna be await Prisma posts create data. So what do we need here? We need title, we need URL, we need content, and we need user. So I assume you pass it ID, but I am not sure. So we're going to try it out. Probably should just look it up. Okay, and then we return new post. Okay. We also would need a UI for that. So I'm going to, like, once I'm done writing those, I'm pretty sure they will break at some point. So we're going to have to tweak that. Comment. So we're going to do post ID comments. And the comments is going to be comment create data. So what do we have in comments? Content user session. No session. Come on. User ID. And when we have content here, which is perfectly fine. Right. New comments. I mean, I can tell for sure that I am relatively fast at building the REST API with it. Like, it's not, you know, not bad, not bad. Let's just put it this way. Okay, so we create the comments. This is the same as Prisma 1. You should use user connect. Is it user connect? Okay, wait a second. Let me see. So Prisma stack, Prisma client, relation. No, that's queries. So how do I CRUD? So if we do create, and do they have example here on relation include select data? Okay, they... Come on. Come on. Why is it should be in create? It's like part of it. Why is it not mentioned in there? Oh boy. Okay, so let me see. Relation. Create. Relations terminology, relations overview. Okay, so let's see overview of relations. Maybe we got something. Okay, so this is the definition. This is like it did the decent job at doing that, so there's no problems with this. How do I solve models? How do I use create function from the client? Doesn't seem like there's any examples here. Why do you have to be like this, dogs? Okay, God, this search is so freaking slow. Oh my god, this is just painful to use. Oh my god. Okay, create, yes. Relation. Of relation, queries, cascading, one-to-one relation, relation queries. This is not a query. I'm trying to create thing. I mean, technically it's also a query, right? Okay, profile create. Okay, this is nested creation. This is not what we want. Oh, connect. Okay, yeah, you were right. So you have to do connect. I mean, it would be nice if that would be like auto-suggested. Since it knows it's a relation field, why doesn't it just say, hey, you know, this is actually what you want to do? I guess it might be a limitation, but come on. If you're telling me that this is all-in-one auto-suggest thing that will make your life easier, then it's like, ugh. All right, cool. That seems to be okay. So I guess let's add Next.js and try to write a very basic frontend for that. Come on. Docs, where is... No, I don't want to run... Ah, yes, there we go. This is what I want. I want to do it manually. I want those scripts. Thank you very much. And we want a custom server as well, right? We're probably not going to have any tests here. And node source index.js. Node and production. Node source index.js. Okay, and we got that, we got that. We need to add it to... Right, so we need the pages folder. Pages. Index.js. Do that. There we go. I'll just simplify that a bit. Okay, I want custom server. Where is Next.js Fastify? I remember they were having an example. Oh wait, they have a Fastify Next plugin. Okay, that is. Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna go with the example from Next.js because it's probably easier to set up. Where's the GitHub? Whoops, that's the wrong button. No, examples, please. So, Fastify, there we go. Where is my setup? I mean, it's a relatively straightforward setup, so I don't see a reason to drag in the plugin. I guess it would be easier with the plugin, but whatever. So, we do that. We import next from Next.js. Got the dev here, and then what do? We do const app. All right, so we create our app here, and then app prepare. Okay, so we do that. Await it. Apparently I cannot type at all today. So up Next.js. Fastify instance. Okay, register routes, and we want yes, we want this right here. Handle all other routes with Next.js, and I can just, yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. Do we need anything else? Oh yeah, right. We need this for development. I forgot about that bit. Okay, I think that looks okay. And now if we do npm run dev, next is not defined. What do you mean it's not defined? Oh, God. It killed my import. Okay, right. I forget that I have the auto-organize imports set up. So basically, if I insert something and it just... it looks like you're trying to use TypeScript. I am not trying to use Oh, because I have tsconfig, right. Yeah. I just remove it. Okay. There we go. All right. Fastify cookie is not defined. Oh, okay. God damn it. I Fastify cookie from... Probably should type it correctly. Import Fastify session from Fastify session. Come on. All right. Now it should work, I think. Fastify get is not a function. Where is this coming from? Index source 29. Oh, right. God damn it. There should be server, right? There we go. Right. I probably should be more careful about copy pasting the code. All right. So localhost 8080 should now show us our internal server error. Wait, what? Blah blah blah. ES modules is not supported. Oh, I guess it. Oh man. Okay, so it won't work. You won't work with a type module. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's a bit annoying. So I guess it breaks the compatibility if you use the ES modules in Node and then try to do something like Next.js. Oh man, that's a bit annoying. Well, I was hoping we could get away with it, but apparently no. So I have to rewrite this to use good old CommonJS, which is a bit painful, but you know what? That's fine. But this also means that we can actually just do that here. Yeah, as you can see, you know, using ES modules in Node.js works so long as you don't encounter some edge case that has not been adopted to use ES modules. So once you do, everything just breaks, and that is basically the most annoying bit about it. So exports, we do that. I think that should do it. Ah, no. Whoa. What are you doing? There we go. Okay, yep, nope. Unexpected token exports. That looks fine. Where is that? Oh, right. Exports here. There we go. And now we are working. Okay, please tell me you are compiling correctly now. There we go. Okay, so I think now it should work. There we go. We got our welcome to Next.js. Okay, so I guess let's build some pages, right? So this should be our home page. And okay, for now, let's do the login. So what do we need? Login. We need register. We need, let me think. We need post. And we actually needed, wait a second. What was the Next.js convention for? You shouldn't close this. We need the convention for the nested routes, right? Because the post is going to have an ID. And we need the same for the user. Where is, oh man, the docs in one readme was so nice when they had that. Dynamic API, no, not the API routes. I mean, I guess I could have just used Next.js and used the API routes actually, but too late for that. I just set up my whole damn server. God damn it. That is true. I could have just done it with Next.js API routes. I completely forgot that was a thing. But then I don't know how the sessions work with that, so maybe not. Routing, yes, there we go. Dynamic routes is right, so we want that. Post ID, and we want the same for user, right? Okay, cool. So we got that. Login, register, this and this. Save all that, close this. So we're gonna start, I guess we're gonna start with like basic registration. Okay. So register page. You know what? I'm gonna add the Next.js. Where's the? I'm gonna add the tailwinds to make it look just a tiny bit nicer, because without it, it's going to look like crap. Elements, yes. So what do we want here? We want, yes, I guess we want tailwind config. Tailwind config, copy the whole config. We want post CSS config. Post CSS config JS. That. And then we want a bunch of packages, which is post CSS preset env npm save dev. So we want that. We want tailwind, and that's basically that. Is that easy, really? Styles index CSS. Okay, so we want styles index CSS because why not? And I assume we also want the template, right, for the styles index CSS. Yes, we want all that. Thank you very much. What are those things? Button, blue, hero, title. Yeah, you know what? It's fine. I mean, for now, I'm just gonna do that because I don't really care about the custom styles. I just want to use the classes. I'm also guessing we need to include this index CSS into yes_app just as a bootstrap. Okie dokie, and we do that, right? So, okay, so that should basically include the CSS in all of our pages. All right, and npm come on, run dev. Okay, come on now. So there we go. And if we go to register, we get the same page, right? So this is gonna be let's say okay, so we need what? We need, let me think. This should be column. We need inputs, right? Type text and placeholder. So what was the values that we did at the registration? I already forgot. Register email, name, and password. Okay. So we got email. We got name. Passwords. What is wrong with me? Password. Okay. So that is probably gonna look like crap. We're getting there. So this, I guess, and then let's see class name. So let's see mx2, something like this. And then we want that. So we want buttons, right? X1 justify between buttons. So this is gonna be register, and then this is gonna be what was the Next.js link? Introduction. We want a link between the pages. There we go. We want this thing. And here we want to say link. I already have an account. And href, okay. And then it should have nested A. All right. You prefer Mac or Ubuntu? I mean Mac or Windows, just because I've got, like, I used to use Linux, Ubuntu, and Debian as my main driver for 7 years or so, and then at some point I just got tired of fighting with updates and everything breaking every time. And I switched to Mac, and then now I switched to Windows, which works perfectly fine for me as a daily driver. So, you know, I like Linux is still a great system if you have a lot of time to basically tinker with it, or if you're using it on a server, on an LTS build or whatever. But as my daily desktop driver, like daily dev machine, I prefer something where I don't have to spend too much time figuring out you know, broken updates and things like this. Somehow it doesn't really happen that much with Windows or even Mac. I mean, Mac tends to have some broken bullshit with that. Do you miss something from Linux when you switch to Mac? No, not really. Like, Mac is as close to managed Linux as it probably gets. Like, I guess the steep price of the Mac is probably the only thing about it that is not very good. And the keyboards that they had on the previous models, like the ones that were what do you call them? The models that were previous to this year, right? Okay, so let me just add some borders, rounded LG, just do some styling here. It's probably gonna still look abysmal, but you know, at least it's gonna be a bit better than what we had by default, right? Yeah, that looks absolutely terrible. Oh, why is it MX? All right, that should be MY. I am doing the wrong thing here. There we go. Okay, yeah, that still looks terrible. Okay, just E1, I guess that should be enough. There we go. That looks fine. Okay. We had something like this probably. Yep. What was it? That's a bit too, like 500 or something. There we go. That looks good. Right. You probably also want item center so they look a bit nicer on the center. There we go. All right, cool. That looks fine. I'm gonna open the DevTools over here. No, I think the right side should be fine. Okay. So when we click on register, we want, so this actually should redirect us to login, which works perfectly fine. Now we want so we fill those out, which means we need some refs. So we need email ref, use ref, yes. We want name ref, and we want pass ref. So I don't care about the controlled inputs here, so I'm just going to use refs instead. Do register, callback. You're gonna add, and then we're gonna say okay. So email is gonna be email ref. Nope. Current value. It's gonna be name is gonna be name ref current value, and then password gonna be sref current value, right? And then we're gonna do fetch. Right. Oh yeah, you know what? We probably should tweak the routes to be prefixed with API, because then we would have a clash of the routes, which would be annoying, right? So API register, it's gonna be method post. Okay, I remember that, like, man, why wouldn't they? I kind of don't want to drag the fetch post JSON. Don't want to drag additional library just to do fetch, but I always forget what kind of headers do you need to do. We want all of that stuff. So method post headers, yes, JSON stringify, and then we just say email name password. Okay. Then res JSON. Then okay. And how do I? Okay, so this is like user data. I guess we can just say window local storage set item. Yeah, just store it in local storage for some reason. I don't know. Maybe we don't need that, but I'm just gonna do that. So we want to actually dynamically redirect to the. We got the link, and there is probably a hook or something, right? Next link, next router. Imperatively, there we go. Next router on click, router push. Okay, so we need the router. And we want router push. Okay, so we just redirect to index on the successful thing, And then if we have an error, then we're just gonna do set error e. No. String. Okay, and then we're gonna have error set error, which is gonna basic error handling. And if there is an error, so bg red 500 or something /div error during registration. There we go. Okay, cool. I think we should now be able to error is not defined. What do you mean it's not defined? I just defined. Oh god. Wait, no, wait, what? Oh, I defined it in the wrong scope. God damn it. Okay, that's definitely my fault. Okay, and we want to call do register on click on this button. Wait a second. On click. There we go. That should do it. Okay, cool. Let me have a look at the chats. I love worker thread video. Awesome. What's the difference between child process? Then child process is exactly what it says is a child process, right? So it will create a whole new process, while worker thread is just one tiny isolate within already existing running V8 process, which is a lot more lightweight and doesn't take as many resources. So we had tested Gmail. Let's try tested test.com, test.com, password 1 to 3, register, and there is a value of undefined. Oh, right, I forgot to assign refs. Yep, the stream today is doing amazingly well. So let me think. So this name ref and password. Sorry, the ref. Yes, they should be password. There we go. Now it should start working, right? Syntax error unexpected. Blah, so what am I? Oh, right. I forgot to restart the server so that it actually does the API on a /API endpoints. Okay. Come on. That's now we should be working. Test at test.com. Test.com 1 to 3. Hey, it's working. But it's actually 500. Request is not defined. What do you mean request is not defined? We are sending email name password, yes. And where is this coming from? Request is not defined. What? Okay. Prefix API Prisma. So we got this. Request is not. Oh, god damn it! I'm an idiot. Okay. Right. I probably should have. Like, why is my ESLint? I guess they changed the ESLint to only work with. All right, this looks correct. They changed the ESLint to only work if you have the config locally, which I don't. Which means it's just gonna silently fail for me. It's not suboptimal. I should probably configure it to be working on all the projects. All right, cool. So we got that. Let's try that again. But I guess it registered us, right? So I guess we should do login page now, which would look very similar to our registration page, but it's just gonna be. So this is gonna be a login page, and we're gonna have email and password. That's all we need. It's going to be called do login. Email and passwords. This is going to be login. This is all we need here. So very straightforward. Same thing here. Error during login. Email. We don't need the name. Login. And then it's just going to be register. I don't have an account. Looks fine. So if we go to login. All right, there we go. Okay, so if we go test at test.com 1 to 3, hit the login button, it actually works as expected. Cool. So we are logged in. It gives us the user, and which means that we now should have the cookies set as well, right? So first of all, there should be local storage. Well, there's a lot of stuff. User. Oh yeah, right. I forgot to serialize it. That is definitely my bad. I keep forgetting that local storage is actually the string storage, and you cannot just dump an object in there. Okay, kill that. Go to, and then we should have the cookies as well. Yeah, there we go. Cookies are there. There's the sour session. So works as expected. So let's do the login again. Test at test.com 1 to 3 login. Okay, cool. So now we should have the user as a proper. Yep, cool. That works as expected. Why do we need use callback? Well, we don't really need it in this case because it's just like one component that doesn't re-render much, but you know, just so that whenever it re-renders, it doesn't create a new function. It's a force of habit at this point, basically. It's a very small optimization, but it does save you quite a lot of re-rendering if you do it correctly. Okay, so we got registration, we got login. Now we need the, I guess the index page. So what do we actually want to do here? We want the list of posts. And we want, we want the create post form, I guess, right? I guess let's start with list of posts, and I probably should use data fetching. There we go. So we are gonna use, yes, export async this. Okay. All right, this is exactly what we want. So it's gonna be our post here. For now, it's just gonna be empty. So we're gonna go with flex call again, and then it's gonna be posts map post to, well, for now let's just do this diff, right? Come on, post ID. Okay, cool. We did that. So I guess should probably do some header here. 2, I guess, would make more sense. And then X1 or something like this. I guess this also should be column. And then we need create post form, right? Which would contain, what do we want here? Input. Type text placeholder. So this is gonna be title. Then we're gonna have the URL, and then we're gonna have a text area that is gonna be contents. There's some drawbacks of Next.js. I mean, not really. Like, it's mostly a really solid framework. There are some use cases where it doesn't really fit that well, but you know, it's not terrible. Okay, so you can use it in most contexts is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we did that. Right, we need a button here as well. Button. Create post. Okay. Yep, that looks good. Class name, so BG Blue 500 or something. 2. Right, text white. Let me think. So that looks fine. Okay. On semi-bold or something. MY2. What I want. Okay, class name, come on. So this should be, let's do some border. Border 1, rounded LG, something like this. Okay. Yep. And then we just add some MY. Some margin around them. So that there's some more spacing between the elements. And it's probably a good idea to add some margin. There we go. That looks fine. Okay. So, right. So we got, yeah, I probably should add some padding as well. Just a little bit. There we go. A lot nicer. So we need to create post thing. So I guess we need the create post function. Let's post, so title ref. Again, I'm gonna use refs because I don't care about controlling inputs right now. Rel ref, content ref that, and then we're gonna have create post function that is gonna be use callback. I probably should have used the sync await and login and register for that. Yeah, but you know what, whatever. Doesn't even matter right now. Okay, use callback, we do that. So in this case, we want what? So we got the title ref, current value, URL ref, current value, and content ref, current value. Okay, and then we just do fetch to API. What was the URL? So the URL was, this is gets slash, okay, so it's just API post, right? Okay, and then we need the same setup we did on login, but with different data, basically. Right, okay. Res JSON. Okay. I guess, you know what we could do? We could say that all posts set all posts to have dynamic updates. I'm just gonna put the posts into state here as the initial thing, right? And I'm gonna give all posts here. And then whenever we create the new post, we are gonna say set all posts is gonna be posts, and then I guess I'm gonna just add it in the beginning. Post, right? And this is gonna be title, URL, content. Did we have anything else in there? Wait a second. Post title. Okay, cool. So this is exactly what we want. I'm also curious how that will look actually. So theoretically that should work. Again, we could handle the, you know what, I'm not gonna handle the error right now. Okay, test. Got Google.com, whatever, hello world. All right, I forgot to bind. Right, I forgot to bind everything again. I'll ref URL ref and ref content ref. And then button is gonna be on no. On click, you are gonna do create post, right? Is what we want. There we go. And 404 not found. What am I doing wrong? Oh, because oh, goddamn, I forgot to set up the other routes. I was like, okay, I am forgetting something. Okay, set up public routes, set up write routes. So register. Okay, you know what we could do? I guess, I mean, I'm wondering what would be the easier way of doing that. Maybe I can just do it like this. So if we do this here, we go to the routes, then we got const. So we just declare them locally. And then we just say export setup routes. So this is gonna be this. And what I'm gonna do is just Fastify register setup Auth, right? Register setup public, register setup write. And done. There we go. This is what I want to do. I think that should cover it. Let me have a look at the chat. I saw you copying a line and pasting it beneath. For the Mac, there is an alt. I mean, I'm not on the Mac right now. But yeah, I mean, it's like I'm not very good with keyboards in general. I'm usually terrible. Like I'm decent at typing, but you know, it's not really bad. Not really good at that. Why am I using refs instead of setting state? Because I don't want to spend time doing controlled inputs. Like it's too much work. I just want to do it quickly right now, and I don't care about like validation and everything like this, you know. App is not defined. What did I screw up again? What is app? Where is this coming from? Oh, right. Okay. Yes, copy pasting code. What could go wrong? There we go. That should fix it. Yeah, I mean, you typically want to do the controlled inputs, as in, you know, when you do it to save it to state and everything, when you want to do like validation and do different things with them, when you care about the values, basically. In our case, I just don't care. So it's like we don't have too much time. So I don't want to spend time basically doing this whole controlled input stuff. Failed to fetch. Okay, well, at least it's not 404 anymore. So what's the error? Failed to load response data. Okay then. Oh, it actually crashed. Throw error 401. Okay, so oh right, because okay, fair enough. I need to relog in because my session died. That's fair enough. So come on. What do you prefer and recommend? Functional programming or class-based? I prefer to learn both. Like they are both viable paradigms, and you need to know when to use each, right? And I personally lean strongly towards functional programming, but that doesn't mean I use purely functional programming. I still use object-oriented programming quite a bit. And okay, so where's my session? Why is session not working? We got the cookies, right? Yes, we got the cookie. Why is there a token cookie? Wait a second. It doesn't seem to set the cookie. Oh, right. I know why. I forgot. Oh, what do you call it? I forgot the credentials include. Right. I think this needs credentials include on all of those, right? Oh man, fetch is sometimes such a pain in the ass to use. What I want index. Okay. But we do have the, so let me just, you know what, I'm just gonna clear the storage right now. And we're gonna relog in and see what am I missing. Request session user. Okay, so we should set the session correctly. So test.com 1 of 3 login. Right, so do we have it in local storage, but we don't have a cookie. Okay, why we don't have a cookie? So Fastify session is what we're using. Did I miss something during the setup? We did the cookie. Did I set up everything correctly, right? Did I not, haven't, yeah, okay, so we got the cookie, we got the session, then we got the routes. Okay, so what am I missing? Session, blah, blah, blah. Examples, authentication example. There we go. So what am I missing? Form body, cookie session, cookie name, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, that's fine. We don't care. So default settings are okay. Session authenticated true. Right. Okay. So this seems like it should be working, right? So why is there no cookie on my, is it getting killed by Edge or something? Tracking protection. Storage, session storage? No, it's not anywhere. Interesting. Where's my cookie? Oh no, what is happening? No. DuckDuckGo, I don't care about you. So login. Where's my, but it actually, does it return the cookie? Preview response headers. It doesn't actually return the cookie. Interesting. Can you do an intensive video on worker thread demonstration and API with image compression and under CPU intensive task? Like if you want to do image compression, the JavaScript is probably not the best language to do that. So I'm not sure it's a good idea to do something like this. But it's like, in general, it wouldn't differ too much from what I already did. It's like it's going to be the same, it's just different workload done in the background, right? Why is it? Does it really need the additional setup? Okay, let's try give it additional setup. You want additional setup? Maybe you really want that. For some reason, it doesn't really set cookie for me. I'm not sure why exactly. I think we have nearly the same setup in our current work project, but there we go. Okay, I guess I wanted the proper. Yeah, okay, so now it sets it. Okay, cool. So theoretically, we now should be able to create a test post. I guess, you know what, let's just copy this and do it like that. Hello world. Hey, it actually works. Okay, but if I refresh it, we're not going to get any posts because we don't actually fetch them. So what we need to do now is fetch those posts, right? So means that we're going to go this and say, okay, const posts. Oh, wait, fetch. So we don't care about any of that. We don't want, I mean, I guess it should, I guess I don't actually need credentials include because they should be same origin, right? So we want home, and that's actually all we want, right? Yep, I think that should do it. And absolute URLs. Oh, okay. Wait a second. I think they've changed something like this. Data fetching, HTTPS, get static props. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna hard code this for now. I don't want to spend time setting this up, so I'm just gonna hard code that and reload this, and there we go. Actually works. So we got author ID 5, we got user, cool. So it actually automatically filled that, which is nice to see. First of all, let me just do this. So let's render this. Right, okay, and for actually formatting to be viable, I need to wrap it in pre. So what do we need to render here is a post. Show me the JSON. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna copy the JSON and then just do some nice rendering over here. Which means we need h1 that says post title. I guess it's better to just do that. Post URL, right? And then just say class name. This is gonna be text LG. And then this is gonna be like my. No, I guess just the bottom would do. Class name P2. Okay, then we got the P, which is gonna be post content. And then we're gonna have a div that is gonna be created by. So we're gonna link href user. Okay, that should be link. And this is gonna be post user ID. And this is gonna be post user name. And that's actually it, right? So this should render the post quite, I mean, okay, maybe not perfectly, but name of undefined. What do you mean name of undefined? Oh, god damn it. That's a typo. There we go. Okay, cool. It actually links. Right, obviously that could be done better, but text blue, I don't know, 400 or something. Name P2. I guess just P2. Text base. Fine. We'll upload the source. Yes, the source will be on GitHub as usual. Like, you know, I don't think has there been any streams where I didn't put the source on GitHub? I don't think so. So it's going to be PL2 text SM. Okay. Name text 100 or something. Unknown props found. What? Right. I am doing the wrong thing. It should be wrapped in A, and this A should have that A should have the class name. There we go. Ah. Okay. Now there's too much padding, I guess. Yeah, that looks fine. And not, you know, not amazing. Let's just do this, I guess. There we go. And then we can do something like border. Maybe no. You know what? Let's try. Probably gonna be better with margin. Yeah, there we go. Something like this. We got our post rendered, and we should be able to create another one. Okay. Oh, right. Because true. Okay. So when we push the post into posts, it doesn't have a user, which means that we need to manually add it here. I guess there will be JSON parse window local storage get item user, right? So that should fix it. And if we refresh, we should have 2 posts now. Okay, so if I go for one more, and there we go. Okay, cool. So we got that. You know what? I think it would be a nice spot to wrap it up. It's like, it's obvious we could do, like the comments would essentially be exactly the same as this stuff. And the same gonna go for user. I mean, maybe we should just do it. So let's see. So the user profile is gonna be a lot easier than that. User. So we need this ID here. I assume it comes from context, but we're gonna have to look it up. And then this is gonna be user. So, and then instead of this stuff, we don't actually need any functions here because we're not going to be doing anything. There's going to be user page, and we are just, okay, so I'm going to kill all of this. Effectively, what I want is just this thing, right? And I just want to render, we have name and user name. We don't actually want that. We don't want A, so we just want username, right? H1. And we want user email. That's actually all we want to render here because we don't really have any more data. All right, we had posts as well, but let's actually see what we get. JSON stringify all two. I guess, yeah, I guess rendering post would be relatively easy here. So this is the user 5. Yep, and that's probably gonna break now, right? Because the UID get static path is required for, oh, what? Get static path is required for, what is that? Okay, first of all, dynamic cards. This is new. I think this is the oh, okay, I see. This is the data fetching, static generation. What if I don't want it? Like, I don't need static generation. Posts, path params, path section below path keys. Do you really expect me to do it for each ID I have, like for real? Oh, I guess, yeah, when you statically generate it, it makes perfect sense. You can like dynamically do that. But yeah, in our case, we don't really want that. I guess you have to define it anyway. So it said that you want require, okay, so I guess you just need to define the function itself. Get static props. No, wait, that's the props. What was the function again? The get static path. Yeah, we want. Rest JSON. Yeah, okay. So this basically requires to give us all the path. We'll pre-render those in build time. Fallback false means other routes should 404. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna do this, and I assume that should work, right? So it's basically that will tell it to not pre-render any path. Okay, yeah, sure. You want some path. So that should be path params ID. Like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna give it my ID because why not? This is quite a bit of work, but you know, I guess server-side rendering always does this. UID was not provided as a string and get static path for user. What? Get static path. Oh, it should be UID. Okay, there we go. I think that should fix it, right? Yeah, come on. That's probably it, right? Required primary UID was not provided as a string and get static path for user UID. Oh, it should be a string. Is that what you're telling me? Yes, this is exactly what you're telling me. And now there is an error fetching that. So what is an error? Emily JSON response, blah, blah, blah. So what is the JSON? So API user. Where's our API? User. Oh, because it's not the user, it is profile. Okay, that's my bad. Profile ID. Are we working now? Find one invocation. What now? Routes where ID 5 include post true. Oh, so it passes it as a string. Okay, so it doesn't include posts. So it didn't include them in autocomplete because it doesn't understand them for some reason. Okay, you know what? That's fine. Like, I don't even want to spend time figuring this out because it seems like it's just some bug in it. Because it literally, it did detect the relations in the schema, so I'm not sure why it didn't do that. So what is fine? Yeah, okay, so this should be parse int. Okay. We're getting there. So we just need this and then post rendering with comments and comments addition, and we're done basically, which should be relatively fast so long as we don't encounter any errors. Username. So what is routes user params props user? I guess I can just do that, right? I can just say, hey, this is null. Why is it null? Wait a second. Why is it null? Will be passed to the page component as props. So why is this null? Okay then. Whoops. Does it actually do anything on the server? We get it null? Wait, is it not found or something? Is that the case? But it literally is my user ID, right? So it's, we'll look at the user here. It is ID 5. Yeah, so it should be correct. Question mark? API profile ID. So login register. We don't need this anymore. Oh, god damn it. Oh boy. Okay, right. This is why it didn't suggest me to include posts, because I'm an idiot and it was my fault completely. Okay, that's probably should fix it. I was complaining about Prisma being bad. No, it's just me who's bad. That makes perfect sense. There we go. Okay, cool. So we actually got that. We got the test. Yeah, okay, so now we can just render the post here. Say, okay. H2 posts. User posts. text.g, text.xl, py2, and then I think I'm just gonna create a new component folder. And I'm gonna create a post component, and I'm just gonna take the stuff that we have over here. Where is it? Where's my post component? There we go. Export default posts, return. Okay, so we don't care about the key over here. What are you not liking? Where's my formatting? Prettier. Post. Oh, right. Function. I forgot the function keyword. There we go. Okay, and that means that here we can just say post, which simplifies our code quite a bit. Import post from components post. Okay, and I guess we also want this to be over here, right? Yep, that looks good. Save that, and now we can use the same thing here in the user thing, right? Just say div class name flex column, and then just go user post map post key post ID, and that should actually render can't resolve components post. What do you mean can't resolve component post? Oh, is that all right? Because we are nested deeper here. Cannot read ID of undefined. All right, because okay, yeah. So I actually want how do I do this? Post. Yeah, right. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. So we're gonna get posts. It's gonna be memo from user post map post, and we're gonna say that it's gonna be expand post, and then we're gonna say user info is current user. We actually want ID user ID, and then we want what else is we using there? Name. Okay, name is user name. Okay, I think that should do it. And then here, instead of mapping over user post, we're just going to map over posts, and that should fix it. Simple log plus enter gives you a console log. Ah, man, I'm too bad with the aliases. Okay, is this errors right now, or is it the old stuff? No, is this okay? Cool. So this actually renders our posts correctly. This is our user profile, as expected. So now we only have left to render the post itself, right? Which means that we need to tweak this a bit, and I guess change this a bit to, so first of all, this href, this is gonna be, I'm gonna put this here, so the header will link to our post internally, post ID, right? And then I'm gonna do this link. Whoops. Yeah, let me think for a second. I'm just gonna do that, and then we're gonna do post href. Again, not gonna be the prettiest thing ever, but probably gonna be okay. I think 50, something like that. Why is there nothing? There what? There is. Oh, goddamn it. I am like, why is it not printing anything? Because I'm using the wrong property name. There we go. Now it works. Okay, let me think. P bottom, I think, should be sufficient. There we go. That looks decent. Okay, and then this will open the post page, which currently has nothing, which we're gonna change in a second. So we're gonna take the user template and just gonna go, okay, so this is our post page, and this is gonna be our post thing. I'm gonna memorize anything. So we're gonna post, yeah, I think that's fine, which means that this is PID here, PID, let me think for a second. So we got post. Probably should remove that console log from the other place because we don't really need it. Post, okay. So this console log is no longer required. Okay. We don't really have that. Right, so we got the post, which means that we can do this, right? We can just say post. And just render the post itself here, and then below we are gonna render comments. Okay. One, there we go. Cannot read property ID of undefined. Okay, right, so it tries to use the user. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna change the post comment a bit. No, I don't. I actually want to change, so I need to change this thing, right? So we get the post, we got, but it should include the user, right? So why is it? Where's my user? Okay, let me see. Console log post. How does the post looks? Post doesn't look anyhow. Log post. How does it look on the backend? Actually render something. Post find one invocation where got invalid. Oh, right. Okay, it's the same problem we had before. Okay, true. I needed to change that to parse int, right? Because we're passing, because it get parsed as the string value. Okay, do we have any more? No, I think that's basically it. Yeah, we do have. So this should be parse int, or no, the session is fine. This is the comment post ID. Connect. Oh yeah, I should probably do, so I haven't finished that, right? Connect ID. There we go, rec params ID. So okay, so now that should create a comment for specific post from specific user. Okay, should probably do that. All right, cool. So this actually renders it. We got the post rendered correctly. Come on. So we just now need to add the comment creation, and we are basically done. That took way longer than I thought it would, but hey, we're nearly done. Okay, so we're good with that, hopefully. Now we just need the form to create a comment. I guess it would make sense to put it at the very bottom. And since comment just has the contents, right? So we just do that. I'm gonna create a ref for content. I'm gonna create, yes, create post. So it's gonna be the same. Create comments. API post. So this is gonna be post ID here. And there's gonna be comments. And we literally just send it content, if I remember correctly, right? Yes, so we just send content, and that's basically it. Okay, cool. And then we need to, yeah, so we want to dynamically add it to the comments, which I guess I'm gonna do use state here again, post comment. I'm just gonna do that, right? And then it's gonna be set comments, and this is gonna be comment. I think it should do it for now, at least. Okay, so we got this. Now we need to create a form. I'm just gonna steal this thing from here because, I mean, it's basically gonna be the same, right? Except we don't need all of that. And say add comment. and post comment. Create comments. This is what we want. Okay. Use ref is undefined. I forgot to import use ref probably. There we go. You happy now? Use callback is undefined. Okay. I really need my ESLint because I miss half of the issues that arise if I don't actually do that. Okay. Hello, comments. Bleh. Post. And failed to fetch. Okay, so there is some other issue with that. So this post to API post 1 comments. So what is... Okay, it crashed. And what is the problem? Error 401. Am I checking the wrong thing again? Let me see here real quick. So post creation works fine. Press session user. Oh, I guess because I need to relog in because we restarted the server, right? Because it lost the authentic, like the session expired basically, right? Because I don't have any session persistence, which is annoying, but you know what? It's fine. Okay, log in. Then we go to the post, and then we go hello comments, post it. Attempt to spread non-object. Okay, so it actually tries to spread comment. Oh, right, because the default comments are null. Means I need to do that, right? But if we reload that now, we actually will get proper comments here. Okay, cool. Which means our comments thing. So if I just do JSON stringify, we don't care about the post as much, so we want, let me think for a second, we want comments here. No comments, there we go. Right, but we don't have link to the user, which means that here, where are we getting them? This is the post ID, comment true. So, and I actually want comments include user true, right? So this is what I want. All right, we need to restart that. We need to relog in again, and then it should finally work. So we just need to render comments, and we're basically done here. So that took a good 2 hours. I mean, not too bad, but it could have been better. I guess, you know, my unfamiliarity with Stack plays a huge role here. Okay. Yeah, okay, now we include the user. So I guess I'm going to create the new comments.js over here. I'm going to copy from the posts. It's going to be very similar. But instead of having all of that, it's just going to have a... Okay, first of all, it's going to be called comments. It's going to have a comment ref here. Comment content. And it's going to have posted by user. That's literally all we want. Okay. And then, yeah, right. So we need, which means we also need to add the user info here, right? Parse window local storage get item user. Okay, that should do it. And we need to import come on, comments. Yeah. Comments, and we don't need this console log anymore. So here we just do comments map comments comment. E is gonna be comment ID, and then comment is gonna be comment. Comments map is not a function. Comments. What do you mean comments map is not a function? Is it not an array? Okay, whenever I do that. I'm sorry, what? Well, what is comments? Content. Oh, why is it only one there? Oh, interesting. So if there's only one comment, it's... Oh, God, okay. So if it's only one comment, it's going to return one thing. And if there's more than one... Oh, boy. Okay, that is not... that is not very nice. Wait a second. What was there? So if there is no post comment, we return a blank array. Yeah, if post comment is array is array. If it's an array, then we just return this thing, right? Otherwise, why the hell is this a thing? Okay, I think now it should be comment, right? Post is undefined. What do you mean post is undefined? Oh, that is already here. Wait, okay. Comments, there we go. Okay, so let's try another comment. Like dynamically it should be added. What the hell? Okay, what is, wait a second. So there is something wrong. 500. Prisma comment, create invocation. The change you are trying to make would violate required relation comment to user bit. What? Oh, those error messages. I got this stuff. Okay, so what do you, so we trying to create a comment, right? Oh, is it, did it just define one-to-one relation? Oh, this is why it returns one. Okay. Right. Okay. But why is it one-to-one when I author ID post? Yeah, okay. So this is the problem. This is the problem, right? Okay, here's the question. Can I? No, not like this. So there's comments. This should be an array of comments, actually. No, that's fine. So let me think. Comment, user, post. No, but I mean, yeah, right. We have the reverse relation. So why the hell is it not? Wait, no. It's too much. Hey, Frontend Nexus, welcome to the stream. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on here. So we have a reverse relation between the post and the comment, which means that the comment has relation to the post. And this is exactly what we're trying to create over here, right? So we're saying, hey, insert a new comment that has this content that is connected to this user and connected to this post. Why is this not possible? Post is not defined. Okay, there's old errors. Did it actually create it or not? No, it didn't. Okay, so it says, come on, just format the damn thing. Prisma invalids word wrap, please. The change you're trying to make would violate the required relation comment to user between the comment and user. How would it violate it? You just created the comment like this. Oh, god damn it. What? Okay, you know what? I have no idea why this happens, and I don't want to spend another half an hour trying to figure it out. So I'm just gonna call it today. We are nearly finished with. I don't understand why would it complain. I'm guessing maybe I defined it in the wrong way, but in my head this relation should work just fine because it's not that different from the relation between the author and post, for example, right? Like I don't get it. We got one user relation. We got post. Is that what you want? I'm just gonna try it. So I'm guessing it's gonna complain now because the schema doesn't match what's in the DB. But we're gonna find out in a second. So network, yes. So how does the, wait a second, how does the comment, how does the data now looks? No, it's still only one. Okay, so there's definitely something wrong with schema definition, or I guess the way that the Prisma picked up the schema. I'm not sure if it's my fault, but this is how I would typically structure the schema anyway if I would write it by hand, basically. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And if you know why, feel free to send me a pull request. Would be more than happy to accept it. I'm gonna ignore .next. git ignore.vscode. I don't know why I have the VS Code thing here. Let me think. Node modules. So basically, yeah, we are like 99% done. There's just this one bug. I don't know why it happens. If you know, do let me know. Again, send a pull request. We'll be very interested to see why. Don't think it's reasonable to spend like half an hour more to figure it out. Basic and like Postgres board with Prisma. My thoughts on Prisma, it seems okay. Like it seems like there's so much magic happening behind the scenes that it might bring more issues than solutions to the board. So I personally prefer more controllable approach, even though, you know, it might have a bit more boilerplate in some places. Like, you know, I already showed off how to do the GraphQL Mongoose example, for example, right? So you have to do a bit of manual work, but you get complete control over how the GraphQL API is built and what it does, even though it does a lot of work for you. Prisma, on the other hand, is like, I'm not convinced. Not convinced. But, I mean, you know, it's just version 2, and maybe they're going to improve over time. We're going to see. I probably should create a README as well. Let me add a README from one of the older projects. But, yeah, I mean, if you're working with it, do join our Discord and let me know what was your experience. I'm kind of curious to see, you know, how it fares in like proper real world conditions rather than just a synthetic app that I built in half an hour, essentially, you know. So it does seem like it has potential, but it doesn't seem like it's just quite there yet. Hey Gian, welcome to the stream. We are actually almost wrapping up. Simple HN like app. Prisma. Right, for exploring Prisma IO video. Okay, I already have this link. I just need to pick it up from somewhere. Where was the link? I got YouTube. Duplicate the tab. Come on, give me the link. Come on. Okay, maybe. Oh yeah, right. I know. I have it in a Discord. No, not. Yes, there we go. Have it in a Discord. So grab that link from here. Copy link. Hey, how to create a simple blah blah blah. This. Okay. So again, if you guys have any questions or suggestions, now is the time to throw them into the chat. If you're watching the VOD of this, just, you know, join our Discord server and chat with us there. Again, if you have any experiences with Prisma, I would be curious to hear what they are. I don't know. It just, a lot of things about it feel weird to me, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, I guess. But maybe I'm wrong with my, you know, initial impression. It's basic readme. Okay, now we just need to push that stuff and we are basically done. Yep. And this basically closes, yes, public please. This closes the 2 proposals. I am thinking that I'm probably gonna do a lot more streams in the next couple of months. I'm still pondering on what to do, but once the time comes, I'll basically gonna announce it and explain what the hell's going on. So keep your eyes tuned on the channel, on Discord, on Twitter for the announcements. So Prisma IO, Prisma 2, Next.js. What? Next.js? Is that what you want? Yes. Sample. Something like this that would do. Okay, cool. Right, well, doesn't seem like there's any questions or suggestions or comments on viability of Prisma, I guess. So that will be it for me for today. That was a pretty damn long stream, to be honest. It was like, what, 2 hours, I think? Yeah, 2 hours, 24, 2.5 hours. Damn it, that was took longer than I expected, but there we go. Nearly finished it with one tiny bug. Again, if you know how to fix it, please do send me a pull request. But yeah, this looks quite interesting. So again, thank you guys very much for watching. Keep your eyes tuned for more streams coming soon-ish. Thank you for your continued support. If you want to discuss any of this, join the Discord. If you want to find the source code, it's now on the GitHub. Thank you for watching, and I see you next time. Bye.